Buongiorno and welcome back to Italian for Travelers, Vocabulary Week 5 in Venezia, aka Venice. We'll start with I parenti e possessioni, relatives and possessions. As a reminder, parenti means relatives, it doesn't mean parents. So, starting with our phrases, ho perso, ho perso, I have lost. Non posso trovare. Non posso trovare. I can't find. This is a dinosaur sentence. I cannot, and then to find. I can't find. La mia carta di credito. La mia carta di credito. My credit card. La mia chiave. La mia chiave. My key. Il mio portafoglio. Il mio portafoglio. My wallet. Il mio passaporto. Il mio passaporto. As a reminder, you can leave out the mia or mio here and just say la carta di credito, la chiave, il portafoglio, il passaporto, and leave out the possessive, which will go into more detail in the supplemental. Moving on to relatives, family members, and friends. Mio marito. Mio marito, my husband. Mia moglie. Mia moglie, my wife. Mio figlio. Mio figlio, my son. Mia figlia. Mia figlia, my daughter. And then for friends, we have il mio amico. Il mio amico, my friend, masculine singular. La mia amica. La mia amica, my friend, feminine singular. I miei amici. I miei amici, my friends, masculine plural. And le mie amiche. Le mie amiche, my friends, feminine plural. A bit of a mouthful, but you'll get there. Now we'll do descrizioni, descriptions. Adding some adjectives. We have alto, alto, or alta. Alta. This is tall, masculine or feminine. So alto like altitude. Basso, basso, or bassa. Bassa is short, masculine, and then feminine. So this is just like bass. It's low, it's short. Now we'll describe hair. We have capelli. Capelli is hair. Technically, that's a plural. And keep in mind that cappello with due P, with two P's, is hat. One P is hairs. Capelli. So less of an explosive cappello. Capelli. We can describe capelli as lunghi, lunghi, long, corti, corti, which is short, castani, castani is brown. Technically, this is chestnut, but you would use chestnut to describe brown hair or brown eyes rather than using the word marrone, which is brown. We can also describe hair as grigi. Grigi is gray. Rossi. Rossi is red. Biondi. Biondi is blonde. And neri. Neri is black. So capelli lunghi, capelli corti, capelli castani, capelli grigi, capelli rossi, capelli biondi, or capelli neri. Now we have altre espressioni, other expressions. First of all, aiuto. Aiuto is help, like aid, like Mayday, aiuto. Next, emergenza. Emergenza, emergency. And some phrases. Chiamate la polizia. Chiamate la polizia. Call the police. Chiamate un'ambulanza. Chiamate un'ambulanza. Call an ambulance. You'll notice that chiamate is part of the same verb as mi chiamo, ti chiami, to call. So chiamate la polizia, chiamate un'ambulanza. Next, we have ho bisogno di un medico. Ho bisogno di un medico. Or ho bisogno di un dentista. Ho bisogno di un dentista. That means I need a doctor or I need a dentist. And in fact, you can use ho bisogno di and then any noun. I have need of whatever it is that you need. This is distinct from devo, I have to, means I must. So it can only go with verbs. Ho bisogno di, I have need of, is for nouns. So devo, I need to do something. Ho bisogno di, I need a thing. Next, we have sono malato, or sono malata. Sono malata, meaning I'm ill. First is masculine, malato. Second is feminine, malata. So like malady. Next, we have la medicina. La medicina, medicine. L'assicurazione. L'assicurazione is insurance. I'll do that one again slowly because it's a tongue twister. L'assicurazione. L'assicurazione. There you go. And then la farmacia. Excuse me. La farmacia is the pharmacy. L'ospedale. L'ospedale is hospital. And l'uscita d'emergenza. L'uscita d'emergenza is emergency exit. L'uscita is an exit. L'uscita d'emergenza, emergency exit. And finally, l'ambascita americana. L'ambascita americana, the American embassy. So hopefully you will never need to use any of the phrases on this page, but here they are. For Venice, we have a bit of bonus vocabulary. I wanted to give you some more infinitives to play with. These are more verbi in are, regular are verbs. So these are those verbs that all fit that same pattern that was in the bonus supplemental for last week. So if you want to conjugate more verbs, or if you want to use these as part of your dinosaur sentences, here are some more infinitives to play with. We've had parlare, parlare, to speak or to talk. And I'm going to add mandare, mandare, to send, like a mandate, mandare. Amare, amare is to love. Portare, portare is to carry. So like a port or a portal or a porter. Portare, to carry. This can also mean to wear. So you carry your clothes or you portare the size that you wear. Next, aspettare. Aspettare is to wait. Pranzare. Pranzare is to have lunch, as in ladies who lunch, as a verb, pranzare. And to have dinner, to dine, is cenare. cenare. There's no individual verb to breakfast or to have breakfast. In that case, you would use the verb fare, so you do breakfast. But to have lunch and to have dinner have their own verbs, pranzare and cenare. Next, we have lavorare. Lavorare, to work, like labor, are, lavorare. And finally, usare. Usare, to use. And as a review, this was on the supplemental video, but I wanted to include it separately in case you did want to use those infinitives that we just used to conjugate. I'm including that here as a bit of review. The regular verbs in are just all fit the same pattern. So you remove the are ending. So you remove that and leave the stem, and then you attach the personal ending depending on who you're talking about. Those endings are o, I, a, iamo, ate, hanno. And it looks like this. Io parlo. Io parlo. I say, or I talk, or I speak. Tu parli. Tu parli. You say. Lui parla, or lei parla. He or she says. Noi parliamo. Noi parliamo. We say. Voi parlate. Voi parlate. Y'all say. And loro parlano. Loro parlano. They say. If you do want to memorize these patterns, it helps to make it a bit rhythmic. And I like to actually drop these subject pronouns, the io, tu, lui, lei, noi, voi, and loro. Those are our subject pronouns. And you'll usually see them attached when you see a verb conjugation laid out like this to study. But in common use, Italians will usually drop the subject pronoun unless they want to emphasize it for whatever reason. So to memorize this and really get a feel for it, you can just start chanting parlo, parli, parla, parliamo, parlate, parlano. Parlo, parli, parla, parliamo, parlate, parlano. And if you want to use this as your base verb to learn this pattern, that's great. But remember, all of the regular verbs in are, that means that end, that finish in those three letters are, will fit this pattern. So have fun with that. And as a bonus grammar, if you really want to do the insanity workout, here is another verb. Now this is irregular, meaning it has its own pattern. So the pattern that you learn for this will only work for avere, to have. But to have is a really important verb. So the verb is avere, avere, to have. And the conjugation is like this. Io ho, I have. Tu hai, you have. Lui ha or lei ha, he or she has. Noi abbiamo, we have. Voi avete, y'all have. Loro hanno, they have. Note with the two N's, there's a little emphasis there, hanno. Also, that the letter H at the beginning of a word is silent, so that aka is silent. So one more time. O, hai, ha. Abbiamo, avete, hanno. I lied. Two more times. O, hai, ha. Abbiamo, avete, hanno. So there you have avere. If you want to memorize this, this would be, I think, part of the Wild Woman or Insanity workout, but it's here as a bonus if that's something that you'd like to learn to do. And then, if you really want to go wild, we have another highly, highly, highly irregular verb, andare. Andare is just all over the place, which is Uh, pretty suitable, pretty fitting because it's andare to go. So I'll go over this one quickly because you've got the idea of how these work. Andare to go is io vado, tu vai, lui, lei va, noi andiamo, voi andate, loro vanno. Vado, vai, va, andiamo, andate, vanno. Vado, vai, va, andiamo, andate, vanno. And you'll note that I say it's a good example of an irregular L shape. What that means is if you follow the cursor, the ones on this side, and then that loro right there, if you were to sketch an L shape, you notice we've got vado, vai, va, and then vano. And then this part carved out for noi and voi doesn't match that same pattern. We've got andiamo, andate. So we call this an L pattern. And you'll notice this is similar in a lot of irregular verbs, that if you trace out these three and then this one down there to make an L, those are going to follow a pretty similar pattern. And then noi and voi are going to stand out and be doing something a little different. The reason for this is because andare actually comes from two different Latin verbs that got Frankensteined together. So it's two different patterns that got merged into one. One more time, that is vado, vai, va, andiamo, andate, vanno. There's your L shape. You see it? Bellissima. All right, join me next time for Palermo.